Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Season 2, Episode 30 of the Make It Rain podcast. 3 games for your Ontario Reign this week. Alongside Mayor's very own Anthony Collazo, I'm Joe O'Regan. Roll that intro. Go. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the 62nd rendition of the Make It Rain podcast. The only reason why I know this is because we did 32 episodes last year. 32 plus 30 is 62 quick maths. How you like them apples? And welcome to Season 2, Episode 30 of the Make It Rain podcast. This is the pipeline of all things Los Angeles Kings prospect related, 45 minutes east on that I-10 freeway, baby. Welcome back to the Make It Rain podcast. That's Mayor's very own Anthony Collazo. I'm Joe O'Regan, as of course is tradition. 3 games for Ontario Reign this week. Anthony, how are we?
Joe, everybody watching the pod, I am spectacular. Joe, I feel like you missed the most important part of what this entire episode is going to be about. Yeah, we can save it, but everyone knows what happened.
You can say it then.
Division champs, baby. Division champs. First time since the inaugural 2015-16 season, the Ontario Reign are the Pacific Division champions. And in year 1 of Andrew Lord, which makes it all the more impressive.
Agreed. Bars. All right, time to start naming players from that inaugural team. I'll have you start.
Great. Buddy lagged. I
did lag. I'm going to have you start naming players from that team. All right. Vincent Laverde, Michael Mersch, Andrew Crescenzi, Peter Budaj with Mike Stothers under the helm. Vincent Laverde, the captain, by the way.
I think Bitch is still there.
Okay. Now that I got the chance to flex my Reign knowledge a little bit into the Zamboni cleaning, Jan Hovan from the Sudbury Wolves. Well, they're gone, so he'll join the Reign. Don't expect him to play. Andrew Lord has already pretty much gotten into it from Friday's postgame presser. They're going to just get him in the weight room, and they're not going to expect him to play at all this season. Other news, Henry Brustevich made his AHL debut on Tuesday, and subsequently, Hampton Slukinski made his debut on Friday against the Coachella Valley Firebirds. Well, with that being said, that is everything.
Yeah, I mean, hey, it could be an interesting week next week when we're talking, because I believe the Sioux Greyhounds are down 0-2 to the Kitchener Rangers right now. Carter George could be on the horizon. At the same time, there is some weird OHL stuff. Like there's that cup that you and Hovan we're talking about after post game on Friday. So I don't, junior hockey. This is what I told Hovan. Because Joe and I woke up and we looked on AHL Primer after Friday's game, and we're like, oh, the magic number's 2, so all they're gonna have to do is win, right? We thought it was 3, because 3 would make sense, right? Magic number 7, you win -2, right? Because you get 2 points, so it's 5. Then the Eagles lose in regulation, -2, 3. That's how. Pretty simple, right? And hockey is never simple, all right? Because of tiebreakers and regulation wins, it was 2. God knows how that happened. But in hockey, it's never simple. So I don't know what's going to be up with Carter George if they end up getting swept by Kitchener. Jared Woolley's team, by the way.
Yeah, so we will see what happens. There's going to be a lot of prospects that the Reign will have at their disposal. That's a great problem for Andrew Lord to have and his coaching staff. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Season 2, Episode 30 of the Make It Rain podcast. This episode of the Make It Rain podcast is presented to you by Gowdy Law. We all know having a game plan is key, but when it comes to your family's future, are you ready? Gowdy Law is here to help, specialize in estate planning. Gowdy Law ensures your loved ones are protected from losing a ton of money and time to probate when you pass away, just like on the ice. Preparation matters. Don't wait till the last minute to make the right play. Visit GowdyLaw.com today to start planning for the future, get estate planning pricing, and a free consultation right on their website. It's that simple. The price is right on their website. Gowdy Law, make estate planning easy, understandable, and affordable. The link's in the description, or you can visit their offices in downtown Upland. So, flash it back to last podcast episode when we were both in the same room. We said Tuesday would be the game of the season. If the Reign won this, they were well on their way to winning the division. Roll that Rain Rapid recap. In what may be the biggest game of the season, the Reign and Eagles have about to potentially decide the division. Jack Ashawn gets Colorado ahead in the middle frame on a shot through traffic. But in the third, do the Reign have a division title in their future? Yeah, Marty Chromiak says yes. He's trying to help the cause. He ties it up in that third period and in overtime. 17 seconds in, it's number 17 himself. Anything's possible in the slot. The Ontario Reign win 2-1 and widen the division lead on the Eagles to 2 points. What a game. Watching wherever the heck you may have been. What a game.
Yeah, I mean, well, first of all, I think it's worth noting right now that I just got back from work. It's Sunday night. We're filming this at 11 p.m. So I'm trying to get all my notes together right now, get all the game centers up. Yeah, I mean, this was probably the AHL game of the year. The winner of this game was likely going to win the entire division. And in hindsight, it definitely did, right? This game had so much of a playoff feel. That's first of all. And then second of all, there were so many fans in that building for a Tuesday night game. You don't see Tuesday night games and 60% of the arena is filled out. The arena looked pretty... it wasn't full. It wasn't full capacity or anything near that. But for a Tuesday night game, it was a great crowd. You guys came out. The team's playing good. The fans are behind them. It was a big game. And you guys did a good job.
Fans, well done. Way to pack Toyota Arena, especially for a game of that magnitude, of course. Man, that game, obviously, when you have the division on the line, people are going to go all out, or as one might say, actually, no, I'm not going to say it, but the Reign showed up. And they really showed up. Lots of block shots, lots of checks, lots of hitting, lots of physicality. It's exactly what we were advertising playoff hockey as to be. And guess what? The Reign do that. It's a deadlock game for the first 38 minutes. Jack Ashawn shot redirects off Joe Hickett's. Oh, well, I guess. Like, it happens. But then Marty walks right in, has plenty of space. Like, he's got enough space to start a campsite, and he scores. Then Kenny in overtime. Thank you very much for playing. 2-1 game. This is what you should expect. You should expect the defensive battles like this, especially in the playoffs.
Yeah, that's a great point. This game definitely lived up to its billing. And yeah, Andrew Lord and really everyone we talked to on Tuesday, they stressed the fact that maybe on that 6-game road trip when they went to Iowa, then Henderson, then Tucson, they stressed the fact that maybe they got away from the fact that they were a defensive team, and that because they played defensively, it brings them more offense in a way, and that they kind of got away from that, and to come home and be able to kind of regroup, reset, they felt like that it really helped them a lot. And this game, it was just... You can see it, right? This was a game that you will see in the playoffs, right? There was minimal penalties outside of Brustevich, which we'll talk about in a second. Yeah, they looked good in the neutral zone. They looked okay in the offensive. Wow,
offensive zone,
right? They looked good in the O zone. They looked good in the D zone. And they beat a really good team in Colorado, and this more than likely will be the Pacific Division Finals in what, 3 weeks?
About a month, probably? Yeah. Probably a month, I would definitely lean towards a month. Yeah. The Reign's final game 2 years ago was May 21st or something like that. So take what you will with that information. That, and you already hinted to it, but Henry Brustevich, first game, congratulations to you, sir. Good for him. Following the
Make It Rain viewer
following the London Knights elimination, he was assigned number 68, and I mean, our initial thoughts on Henry Brustevich was, this kid's raw. This kid has raw talent. Like, there's nothing denying that, just as I hit my mic there. We talked about Samuel Bolduc being able to get the first pass. Guess what, folks? We just got a prospect to come in that is very capable of stretching the ice in the way Samuel Bolduc did.
Yeah, I tweeted out when he inked his EOC that this guy is going to be a sneaky, helpful player for the Reign, and he comes over. I think he was here for a day, not even 2 days. I think he was here for a day in the lineup starting. He played all 3 games this week. So when it comes to that, I was right not to toot my own horn. It looks like he's probably going to play a lot in playoffs too, I would think. Dvorak didn't play any of the games this week, and I don't think he's injured. So that's interesting to, something just to keep an eye on. Yeah, but you can see why Brustevich was the first round pick and why he has so much success in London. Let me read off his stats from this season real quick. 59 games played, 19 goals, 35 assists, 54 total points. And yes, it is junior hockey, but that is pretty impressive. And again, like what Joe said, he's got the raw talent. You can see why he was that good. He's got a great first pass, like Joe said. He's got great skating ability. He doesn't look like Dvorak when he's skating. He doesn't even look like Novikov, which we'll talk about Novikov. I want to talk about him in a second because he looked really good this week. I don't know what got into him. And just everything about him oozes just a confident player in the back end. He's going to be a king at some point. He is a very good player. Just needs to learn how to hone in his skills, use it a little bit, because in the first period, interference call, and then in the third period, when it was tied, low-key a big game, just a bad slashing. The interference was a little bit like, bad call maybe, Lord said, but the slashing can't happen. So
I'm going to go out on a limb and say it right now. The Kings will assign Brustevich to a 9-game trial next season, and he will end up with the Kings once that 9-game trial is up. He's going to do really good in Ontario. I actually personally think he's going to end up too good for the American Hockey League personally. Do you keep the...
Not possible.
You can't do a 9-game trial anymore? Okay.
Not possible.
Well, anyway, so much for that.
Well, he's 19.
Oh, okay. That would explain it.
and like he's a young 19.
So he actually will be going back to London next year.
He's going back to London, yeah.
Let me fact check my age. All right. Well, anyways. So with that, Brustevich, it makes sense that you would put him paired with more than likely the most experienced defenseman with the Reign, which is Joe Hicketts. So Hicketts-Brustevich was a line, or was a pairing, excuse me, for all 3 games this week. And, well, this was the beginning of a struggle we did not expect coming.
Yeah, I mean, it comes more in game 2.
And a little bit in game 3.
For sure. Yeah, I mean, no, for sure. You're right. Good job, Joe. Way to be right.
I tried.
But yeah, Brustevich didn't look too bad this game. Maybe he had the adrenaline pumping a little bit. But yeah, hey, this is gonna be a long episode. Stick in, guys. The good part's coming. We have another debut next game. We're already about almost 15 minutes in, so we're gonna be talking for a long time. 9th separate winning streak of the season.
The Reign have 40. Well, this is their 44th win of the season on Tuesday night, which matches the exact record of the team 10 years ago. If you haven't seen that post on Make It Rain Pod on Instagram, what are you doing? Yeah, first place for now. Good going, Joe. Didn't think that one out completely. I mean, obviously, the Reign have already locked up for...
Yeah, when you put that, I was like, does he think that they're going to lose the division?
I mean, barring a monumental collapse is what my thought process probably was at that time. Yeah, 27 games the Reign have won out of 44 have been on a winning streak. That is ridiculous, honestly. That's the 9th...
Did you follow Brustevich on Instagram? On the Make Rain Pod? Okay. Because, like, he's been peeking at our stories. I don't know if you saw that. He's been looking at our stories.
No, I'm just kidding.
He's a young kid, man.
But what was the start of that Reign winning streak? It was that 7-0 win in Coachella Valley. What did that come after? What came before that? That tough 5-game stretch that the Reign had. You've got to go through bumps to get to the glory. You got to go through hiccups. You've got to go through all the trouble if you want to experience the glory. And even then, the trouble the Reign had meant they went 500. So you can't complain about that in any sort of regard. And then you go and smoke Coachella Valley 7-0, and then you win again, and then you play Colorado and you win. 3-game winning streak. Boom, boom, boom. Thanks for playing.
5-game stretch is generous, dude. They were bad for about 3 weeks.
Well, yeah, but it all culminated in that 1 minute. The entire month of March
can be looked at as a wash.
It all culminated there.
No, for sure. One last thing before we move into the next game. Novikov did have the shift of his life in this game where
he almost pulled some Kale McCarr level stuff on that walk in the second period.
Yeah, I was like, what in the world? I think he got off 2 or 3 shots. He had the puck for a lot of the ozone press that they put on the Eagles at the end of the first period. And then at the end of it, draws a penalty. I mean, it was really a great shift where if you were watching the Reign for the first time and you saw Novikov, you're like, holy crap, this guy is the next coming of Kale McCarr, like you said.
Yeah.
He looked like Keandre Miller a little bit.
Oh, so, Keandre Miller.
So yeah, it was a great shift that ended up leading to what ends up being a great week for the Reign.
Absolutely. There's a little bit of the chip there. All right, let's move into Friday's game, which is Pride Night at Toyota Arena. After beating the Firebirds down 7-0 a few weeks ago, the Reign begin the final act with the Firebirds. In the opening frame, the low gangster himself, 6'6" Logan Brown, gets down and dirty as he scores his first of the season on the power play. It's 1-0. In the middle frame, Franklin the Turtle and Franklin the goal scorer. Ding! On a broken play, 1 tees it home, and it's 2-0 Reign. And Kenta ease that guy. Iso guy makes it 3-0. It's all on Terry. Yakov Novak makes it 3-1. Nice pass, by the way. In the final frame, Frappuccinelli double dips the chip and gets probably the easiest goal you could potentially get. Just tap it in. It goes in. 4-1 Reign. Hampton Slukinski stops 21 of 22. Colorado loses, and the Reign's magic number is 2. Get the backpack out because we got a lot of unpacking to do from this game.
We got a lot to uncover. All 3 games. Oh, gosh. I still have to get my 6 weekend classic games.
Oh, attaboy! Nobody cares about MLB. The game's a joke. Hampton Slukinski has arrived, folks. He stops 21 of 22 against the Firebirds. Gets himself the first star, I believe. Am I correct? Okay.
Yes.
Good to know. Gets the first star.
The guy see his picture on the AHL. The guy see his picture on
it's completely cut off. I already saw it. Yeah, it's a mess. Shocker. AHL doing AHL things. He's 20 years old, folks. He is Collazo is about a month older than him. I am about 2 months younger than him. He's right sandwiched in the middle between the two of us. The kid from Warrock, Minnesota is here, and my gosh, that is about as good as we've seen a 20-year-old goalie.
Is that what's called Warrock?
Did I say that correctly? Did I not say it correctly?
I think it's War Road.
Dang it. It's War Road, Minnesota.
War Road, Minnesota.
Yeah, as you couldn't tell, I didn't have it out.
I was about to say, I was like, oh, is that just like a cool nickname for that city? No, it's War Road. And the only reason why I know that is because War Road Hockey liked a bunch of my tweets regarding Hammer when he started. But yeah, anyway, he looked good, man. I mean, his puck tracking is really impressive. His east to west movement is really impressive. He can be a little bit loud in the crease that I notice. When going east to west, I think he might just be explosive. But you can see the difference if you put like Carter George and Hammer side by side. Carter George is a little more compressed, a little more quiet, which I personally like. But I think Hammer, his ability to go east to west and cover the cross crease passes and whatnot, he might be better in that aspect. But hey, 1A, 1B with them two, man. And Sukinski's here. He's arrived. He looks good. He should be starting next Friday too in San Diego. So we'll get a second look at him, or against San Diego. Yeah, he's as good as he gets for a 20-year-old.
Definitely. He is, man, him and Carter George, there's going to be a lot of solving to do in the coming years for the Kings front office, man. You have to balance between them two and Eric Portillo. Have fun. We'll just put it that way. Have fun.
I am not jealous of the position they were in, because it's almost like it could be a win-win and it could be a lose-lose. Because if you bank on what do you do now with like the Kemper-Forsberg situation too? It looks like Forsberg is going to go into the playoffs as a starter. What do you do with Portillo at that point if you keep Kemper and Forsberg around? Do you keep Forsberg as a starter next year and then trade Kemper and then Portillo is the backup? Do you?
There is a lot of thought process that the LA Kings are going to have to go through in the next 4 months. There's going to be contracts expiring. Like, the only thing we know from that goaltending department is, I love the guy, but Phoenix Copley is pretty much as good as gone in this rate. We love Cops, but dude, there is no place left for him. Carter George and Hampton Slukinski are going to join the Reign. They're both going to be of age, and it's, I mean, do they split time? Like, what happens? Does someone play in the ECHL? What happens with them? What happens with Isaiah Seville, too? Because Isaiah Seville is probably good as gone, too. Man, there's going to be a lot of stuff that's going to happen in these next few months when free agency really kicks up for the Reign.
And then they have that Rimpinen kid who's on the rise as well. They got, I am not jealous of the situation that Ken Holland's in right now.
Yeah, well, unless you want to pay Cody Ceci $5 million. Anyways, this has probably been the most complete game we've seen out of the Reign all season. Offensively, 19 shots in the first period is, well, a season high. It's no longer a season high. We'll get to game 3 in a moment, but 19 shots in the first period, 39 shots in total. Am I correct on that one? Potentially. I am not. 35 shots. They had 39 on Saturday. That's probably where I got confused.
Yeah.
Offensively, great. Neutral zone, 1-3-1. Stuck right to the wall, man. Like, that was perfect. And then defensively, perfect.
Yeah.
Can't complain.
Yeah, I try to stay away on Twitter when it comes to like that kind of stuff. Like the 1-3-1, 1-2-2, and whatnot. Because if I say something and it's not true, I sound like an idiot. And that's not my that's not really my forte when it comes to hockey. I know a lot, but if I speak on it, I'm probably not going to sound the smartest. And Lord confirmed to us after Saturday's game in Coachella Valley that, they have been going to the 1-3-1 often, which kind of got me kicking myself in the butt a little bit because I noticed that they were in the 1-3-1, I think, last week. And I was like, they haven't been in the 1-3-1 that often. I might have said on the podcast, too, actually. I was like, they haven't been in 1-3-1 that often. It feels like they just started doing that. It is. That they just started playing the 1-3-1 to kind of hold leads a little bit.
Now that I'm thinking about it, you know when they probably switched to the 1-3-1? They probably introduced it when Jim Hiller got fired.
It was, but they weren't doing it that far back because he got fired in February?
Was it February or early March?
They weren't doing it.
This is brand new.
They just started doing it on this win streak. No, it's like brand new. I noticed it, I think, last week. It might have been in this game, or it might have been Tuesday's game against Colorado. When I was like, that's a 1-3-1.
It's a very clear 1-3-1. You have your F1 up front, you have your F2, F3, and then you have your 2 defensemen in the middle and in the back. So it was a very clear 1-3-1 from the red line back. Like, the 3 guys were pretty staggered at the blue line. And hell, it prevented a bunch of break-ins from the opposition. Coachella Valley in Colorado. And then now we're going to get to see how it works against a fast team like San Diego, who the Reign could potentially see in round 2, unless if Colorado finds a way to lose against San Diego.
Man, you are really confident. I mean, we're going to talk, we're going to have a whole episode previewing all the other, what? Is it 3 matchups?
The other 3 matchups.
In the Pacific Division? Joe on the car ride home after Saturday's game in Coachella Valley, he was like, I think San Diego beats Colorado. And I'm like, you're crazy.
We'll see.
But that, dude, San Diego, Ontario, round 2. Oh, dude, pipe dream, bro. Oh my gosh.
Pipe dream is definitely one way to put it. Yeah, I'm very confident on that. I will explain myself more in that podcast episode. It would probably be episode 32 if this is episode 30. Because we still have to get the final 2 games. I don't know if we'll incorporate both of those. But yeah, we'll let you know the information when we get it. The Ontario Reign in the last...
This might be our first hour episode. Sorry, this might be our first hour episode.
Yeah, we're getting there. We're at 26 minutes already. So we gotta pick up the pace a little bit. The Reign have outscored the Firebirds 11-1 in these past 2 meetings. They have dominated Coachella Valley on all fronts, it feels like.
Dude, I think at one point it was a touchdown and a field goal lead. I think they went up 10-0 on those.
Correct. They did
on Coachella. Dude, the Reign really have their number. And even in Saturday's game where they probably should have lost, we'll get to that in a second. They outplayed them for 50 minutes. So, yeah, man, Lord knows what he's doing against the Firebirds, it feels like. Yeah, I mean, I don't really have any more to say between those 2 teams.
You don't have much more to say. Like, guys, it speaks for itself. Like, the scores pretty much speak for itself. The Reign have outplayed them a lot. Other things. Now I get to talk about the fans a little bit more. Like we were talking about it a little bit Tuesday, but the Reign fans, like, I don't know if it's just the diehards or everybody in general. Usually you hear loud cheers when San Diego's losing, when they show the out of town scoreboard by Ontario International Airport, blah, 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 flying in and out of ONT. You know what I mean? When they popped up that Tucson, Colorado game, and it showed 5-2 in favor of Tucson winning that game, that's got to be the first time I think I've ever heard a Reign crowd cheer for a Colorado loss. They are aware of the situation.
Oh, dude, it gave me chills. And I knew I should have recorded it on my phone. When I watched the games, I have Flow Hockey on my phone and I have Cam and Paige in my ear just so I kind of like follow the game and I can see replays and whatnot. So, and when you back out of that, it's annoying to get back in because Flow Hockey is just Flow Hockey. And I knew I should have recorded it, but I did not think that the crowd pop was going to be like that. There was a legitimate crowd pop when they saw the Eagles losing from everybody. It wasn't just, what is it, 122 and 123 behind.
There is no 123.
The goal,
120 to 101. It was that area. And 111.
No, but like
behind the other net.
Who are the fans with the clappers
111.
Behind the 111? So like it wasn't just them. It was like the entire arena. Crowd pop. Like, oh, let's go. The Eagles lost.
It's huge.
It was really a cool moment, man. Yeah. It really was.
That's definitely one way to put it, man. The Reign fans can feel the division just coming to them. And finally, we got to make this part quick. The Reign set a franchise record with their 45th win on the season. My gosh, that's a ton of wins. If you flash it back to our interview with Logan, he said the Reign would win 47. Man, is that attainable right now? Seriously. If the Reign go 1-1, he's going to be 45. Spot on. He's going to look like an actual prophet.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, he might be right on. The Reign have to win, spoiler, one more game. So, well, 2 more games at this point.
Got it. Thank you.
Game 3.
All right. And with that, let's get to Saturday night in Coachella Valley. Oh, boy. Time to dodge some Coachella Music Festival traffic for some hockey, baby. The Reign and Firebirds meet for the final time this season at Acrisure Arena. It's the Reign's final home game of the year. Surely they don't come out sleepy. Well, but in that opening frame, sleepy Zemer wakes up the bench on the breakaway. Close your dang legs. It's 1-0 Ontario. Later on that power play, Fi Martin Chromiak with a Samuel Fagemo type one-timer goal on the power play. It's 2-0. In the middle frame, Mitchell Stevens gets the birds on the board. Shorthanded, by the way. Great. And in the third period with 3:15 on the clock, the juggernaut, Tyson Jugnoth, levels it on a shot through traffic. But with 52 seconds left, Caden Hamill gives the Birds the lead. Wow. Oh, my bad. We're going to review, and while that's going to review, Jacob McDonald scores the goal and Colorado beats Tucson in overtime. Now the Reign have to win this game to win the division. Oh, wait. Caden Hamill's goal gets called off. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to overtime. What a turn of events. And 17 seconds into overtime, it is the dagger from the Godfather. Mr. Mafia wins the game. It is the shot heard round Ontario. The Reign lock up the division by the final of 3-2. I wasted my whole breath for that. Yeah, folks, the Ontario Reign are now officially 2025-2026 Pacific Division champions in the AHL. It's their first title in 10 years. Savor the moment, folks.
Yeah, unbelievable game. We really thought it slipped away, man.
So
we really thought for a second that it slipped away. And one of the fans, well, first of all, you guys were awesome cheering on the Reign outside of the arena.
Yep.
You guys know who you were or who you are outside of the arena. And one of them came up to me and said, man, it would have been so brutal if they lost that game, the Eagles win, and they had to wait 5 more days to try to clinch a division title. I mean, that would have been something. That goaltender interference.
My goodness.
Of all the ones that Portillo have wanted or has wanted this season, there's been a lot of them.
That one is like if you told us
questionable.
Yeah. If you told us in hindsight, like probably after that San Diego game where he didn't get that call with 22 seconds left that Gocher scored, Nathan Gocher that being, if you told us the trade-off of that goalie interference was this goalie interference, we would have taken the offer 100 times out of 100.
Yeah, dude. I mean, that arena got loud, really loud for that goal.
That's the second loudest crowd pop I've heard in that arena. The other one was a few years ago when I don't even remember who it was.
Oh my gosh. No, I would tell you. I forgot who it was too, but it was when I think the Reign were up 2-0 at the time, or maybe it was 1-0, and then they tied it up, and the Reign were chanting something. They were chanting something. They were like, "Let's go Firebirds," something. And then as they're chanting, a goal happened, and that arena exploded.
Yeah, it was wild. No, they blew the roof off of Acrisure Arena. This was a few years ago, folks. It's a defend. It was playoffs. Jimmy Schultz scored. That's why I was remembering this, because it was a fairly familiar name. Jimmy Schultz, freaking the guy that's bounced around the AHL Pacific Division the past few years. Yeah, he scored that goal. That's the loudest crowd pop I've ever heard in my life. That's not an NHL game. I've heard some loud crowd pops in the Honda Center, believe me. Yeah, and then that goal happens. Oh my gosh, I didn't even know what was going to happen. Yeah, and then that goal kind of just happens, and the stadium explodes. Then the goal gets called off, and then we hear probably the loudest boos we've ever heard in an AHL arena.
Yeah, well, talking about boos, there were definitely some artificial boos when they were announcing the Reign and whatnot, but we won't get into that.
Loser.
I was really researching this just now. I went to Flow Hockey, and I went to the exact spot of that goal just to make sure, because I wrote an article today. I was trying to make sure I wasn't wrong. It was a Leighton Road goal. He's the one who interfered, and then it was blocked in front of something, and then Road put it in. So that's one. And then, what was I gonna say? Oh yeah, the coach. Forgot what is the heck Derek his name? Help me out, Joe. Forgot his name. Yeah, I don't know if you saw, Joe, but in the post-game press conference, when the reporter was like, I think he asked like the first 3 words of the question. I think he was like, well, as far as that goal at the end, and he immediately cuts him off and goes, yeah, that's the worst call I might have ever seen in my coaching career. That probably is the worst call I've ever seen in my coaching career. It's just not goalie interference. First of all, crazy to be that blunt. He's definitely getting fined. 2, I can't say he's wrong, dude.
It wasn't.
It's just it was a goaltender interference.
Yeah.
Dude. It just wasn't. I mean, by the book maybe, but in that situation, it's a tough call.
I mean, to do that in front of a home crowd like that, we've watched the Reign get snubbed so many times. It was very nice to be on the other side of that for once.
Those 2 points make up for the 0.1 second goal against San Jose.
Yeah. My gosh. It makes up for that, and it makes up for the San Diego disaster class that was. But didn't the ref wave that goal off at first? Okay.
Immediately.
That's probably why it was called no goal.
Because there's no review.
Correct. Yeah.
There's no review.
They
just talked about it.
So if we have NHL fans that watch this at all, and if you're watching this 37 minutes in, subscribe down below, because I hope you like what we're talking about. Some of these stadiums are 100+ years old, so there is insufficient technology to review goals. You're thinking, oh, just do it like the NHL and review the goals. Well, too bad it doesn't exist in all 32 stadiums. So you're not even allowed to do that. It's stupid. So here we are with that. And
yeah,
all it took was a talk. Hands up, no goal, and you get an incensed Acrisure Arena and a very happy Joe and Anthony. And Rain Bench.
Dude, I was reading Twitter. I was reading Twitter after the game, the YouTube comments as well in the highlights. Yeah, fans are mad. Fans are for sure mad. They think that's not a goal. Can't say I really blame him. By the book, it might be goaltender interference. Portillo was nicked. He was nicked. But yeah, I mean, they get a call their way. Kind of swings the pendulum a little bit.
17 seconds in overtime.
Reign. Yeah, man. I mean, I didn't even see the goal. We had to get down to Cam and Paige right after the game, and so I had a few tweets ready if who scored when they won, a final score tweet. Joe had to put up his
had to put up the graphic on the Make It Rain pod.
The graphic.
Yeah. Blew up the graphic.
So the goal happens. I think Joe screams right next to Reign GM Rich Seeley. Glenn got it.
Rich Seeley was on the other side of the pillar. We were in section, what was it, 226? Yeah, he was on the other side of the pillar. Yeah. I was right next to it. And I just, Godin scores the goal. I let out the loudest, Glenn Godin scores! The Reign are Pacific Division champs! Hire me.
Oh, man, that was
me.
Funny.
No, I'm just kidding. But, yeah, that culmination of everything that happened, the sequence of events, my gosh. You talk about one heck of a game. That's going to be a top 10 moment, at least top 5 for the regular season. Maybe not a top 10 moment if the Reign have a deep playoff run, but holy, that moment, unreal, man. Unreal.
Well, when the Reign were actually down 2-1, I might have said this to you, I might have not, but in my head, and I also didn't tweet it for some reason, it was just, it was a thought in my head, like the entire game. I'm like, this next goal, or when up 2-1, I was like, this next goal is going to be one of the biggest goals in franchise history. Whoever scores it. And then it was a tied game, and I was like, okay, this next goal is for sure going to be the biggest goal, or one of the biggest goals in franchise history. They go down, it gets waved off, and yeah, to your point, that overtime goal automatically goes down as probably some fans' favorite moment of all time. If you were in that arena, you're gonna look at that moment very fondly in next year, in 2 years, in 5 years, in 10 years. Division titles don't just come around, right? The last time they won a division title, I'm sure there wasn't any fans, or not very many fans inside Toyota Arena. And let me tell you, this is also a cool thing, and we're going to talk about this game for a long time, so forget about going quick. Jacob Doty, if you watch right after they win, and then the locker room video, you can just tell it means so much to Doty, bro. You can see it, Joe. You have to see it. You have to watch it.
Go look at the Ontario Arena Instagram.
If you have Flow Hockey, if you got Flow Hockey, I encourage you to go back to the game and watch their celebration after the goal. Doty just, let's go. He's shaking hands. He sees Joe Hicketts. He's like, let's go, bro. Let's go. He hugs Joe Hicketts. And then in the locker room after the game on social media, and Andrew Lord says, Pacific Division champs, good job, guys. And you can see Doty in his locker leaning back, just sigh of relief, putting his hands up like, oh, let's go. You can tell it means so much. It means a lot to everybody, but you can tell especially to him, who's been with the Reign for 7 years now. He's never won a Pacific Division title, man.
They've come.
It doesn't come around. He's been around for a long time, and it means so much to him.
This team's come close a couple of times. Like when we were doing our post-game interview with Glenn Gaudin, the Stockton Heat took down or got the Reign by like 2 or 4 points or something like that in 2021-22. The Reign were second place the following season. Then the next year, they were like 7th, and then Colorado just proceeded to manhandle them. And then they end up in 3rd place, and they end up in 4th place. Or no, I had that backwards. They end up in 4th place, and then they beat down the Condors, and then they end up in 3rd place and get swept in crypto. And now the Reign don't even have to worry about a first-round matchup this year.
That's
the biggest thing of the whole thing.
Anything can happen in a 3-game set. Yeah, I mean, they were fans. It's very easy to look back, and even I'm guilty of it, to look back and be like, oh man, of course they lost. They had a bunch of stagnant sharpshooters on the team. They didn't really have dynamic players. Fagimo, Hudon. They just had a bunch of one skilled guys, or what's the right term?
They had a bunch of
just one-trick ponies, I guess. Yeah. But they still weren't supposed to lose last year to San Jose. They just weren't supposed to. You can blame it on crypto.
Disney on ice.
You can blame it on.
You can blame it on Yaroslav Askarov staying on his head.
You can blame it on Fagimo. Yeah, exactly. You can blame it on anything, but they weren't supposed to lose. So just getting past that best of 3 scary matchup where game 1 essentially wins you the entire series. That is so
absolutely.
important.
Going into this game, remember how I said 19 shots on Friday? Yeah, 20 shots in the second period for the Reign. That's a new season high. Logan Turnest turned away, but all 20 shots in that second period. He is the sole reason the Coachella Valley Firebirds were in that game at all. That game probably should have ended up 6-1 had it be anyone else on a regular night.
Yeah, the Reign have been getting goalied a lot recently. I mean, they got goalied by Minor on Tuesday's game to a good degree. And this kid Turnus, man.
First AHL start, by the way.
Joe watches him come out first on the ice, and he goes, who is that? And then he looks him up. He goes, oh my gosh, this is his debut. Little do you know, I think he's like 25-3-0.
21-3-0 in the ECHL.
Yeah. And then you immediately think to yourself, why the heck has this kid been in the ECHL all this time? But that's besides the point. He comes up, he gets a shot because Coco gets called up.
Gets called up.
Osman
gets called up.
And then LaFontaine is hurt. So then they called Logan up, I think that morning, or something like that.
And they signed somebody else to a PTO. I don't remember the guy's name.
Takes a nap. So I actually watched all the post-game interviews. I think they called him up in the morning. He flew in the afternoon. He took a nap, and then it was pretty much game time. And he puts up a 36-39 performance.
That's unreal.
And looks awesome, bro. He looks so good that Phoenix Copley after the game went to him after the overtime winner. In the midst of the Reign clinching their first division title in 10 years, Copley takes the moment. He goes over to him and gives him a little glove tap to encourage him. Like, hey, man, you played
your bum off.
Amazing. And let me tell you, the Firebirds would be stupid to
not hold on to that.
Not keep that kid around. Yeah, and it's just like dude, he looked amazing, and apparently he's been doing that in the ECHL all year. So why not keep
exactly? I mean, it's late in the season now. Do the ECHL have a playoffs? I think it's the Kansas City Mavericks is the ECHL team for the Kraken? I almost said the Firebirds. You know what I meant. Are they in the playoffs? I have no idea. We don't follow the ECHL, so
probably if he's 21-3-0 and LaFontaine is the starter there, apparently.
I would like to think so. Yeah. This team got up 2-0. They got really passive, but that 20 shots, I would like to say it worked. I mean, it kind of worked. Like, I feel like it worked, but it didn't work at the same time. I'm not going to have you break that down. It's kind of a rhetorical question. Think it for yourself. Now, here's a question I want you to answer. Imagine if that goal under a minute stands, how much do you think this affects the Reign season in an alternate universe?
So that's an interesting question because I do think it would affect things. I think the most it does, and it's the age-old question or the age-old scenario where a team is up 3-0 in a series and then you lose 2 games, and then all of a sudden everyone starts freaking out about blowing lead. The first 3-0 lead since Yankees Red Sox and or I guess in hockey it would be Kings
Sharks.
Whoever their first round matchup was in 2012. Yeah. Was it the Sharks? So everyone starts thinking that. I remember in 2024 playoffs when the Rangers were up 3-0 in Carolina, and then they lost 2 in a row, and everybody was freaking out like, "Oh my gosh, they're gonna blow this!" And a Chris Kreider natural hat trick.
Ducks legend.
Right? But anyway, yeah. So I think the most it does is, I think it puts pressure on the Reign a little bit. Again, 5 days in between Saturday's game and then the game on Friday against San Diego, and all of a sudden, if you go down 1-0 in that game, then you start, okay, what's going on? You know what I'm saying? It definitely affects things. Do I think that the Reign choked the division away? I don't think so. I think this team's too good. And at the end of the day, they play Abbotsford the final game of the season. And if you lose to Abbotsford, then maybe you don't deserve the division in the first place. But yeah, I think it puts a lot of pressure on them. And I think going into the playoffs, that is something that would be in the back of their mind. Like, okay, we can't do what we did against the Firebirds. You know what I'm saying?
Certainly.
So.
Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, we got an hour-long podcast on our hands. We're about 40, well, it says 49 minutes here, but 48 minutes, 47 minutes probably right now where we're at. Anyways, a couple cuts in there. Finally, the Reign have 5 straight wins. It's the 3rd separate time they've won 5 straight this year. The Reign and the Henderson Silver Knights, who are 8-0-1 in their last 9 games, they're both just on wagon watch right now. They are unreal. Henderson has slid into that 3rd place slot. They're going to end up in 3rd place, barring someone just going stupid and them just absolutely collapsing to the floor. And those are going to be the 2 teams you are bound to watch in the playoffs. You got them, you got Colorado as well, because you can never count out Colorado.
Joe, I hate to keep doing this to you, bro. I hate it because it makes me sound like a douche.
Was it wrong?
Right. Did you say 3 times?
What do you mean by 3 times?
They done that this season? I think you said it's the 3rd time the Reign have done that this season.
It's the 2nd time?
2nd time.
Okay, so that 7-game winning streak was the other time.
Because they've been on I think a few 4-gamers.
Yeah. Anyways, so. And with the Reign clinching the division, Andrew Lord in the post-game interview said he's going to start putting other people on the ice. So we'll probably see Grant Slukinski. We'll probably see Brendan Gorman. We're going to see a few people, a few forwards, and maybe a defenseman here and there enter the lineup in these final 2 games. With that, let's hop into the Reign weather report. Making his debut at that 100% marker is head coach Andrew Lord. There is no way I can't go this episode without giving him the 100%. The fact that he just led a team with a bunch of question marks and a bunch of youth to 46 wins in an American Hockey League season is borderline absurd. If you had told me in October the Reign were going to win 46 games, I would have called you crazy.
Yeah, Joe. I'm really glad that you picked them because if I was kind of hoping I got the 100% because I was gonna go lower too. I wrote an article for Mayor's Manor today, kind of like quickly recapping the game from Saturday when they clinched the division, and then I didn't want to be basic and just recap the game and what happened and all that. I wanted to angle it in a creative way. And I want to talk a lot about Lord. Um, and you said in a clip this season, this guy knows how to win. I'm pretty sure word for word, bar for bar, you said this guy knows how to win. And that's been his track record, right? So in this article, which I really encourage you guys to take a read, it really is a great read in my opinion, not to toot my own horn. But he was with the Kings organization for a while, man. He coached the Greenville Swamp Rabbits since 2021, the 2020-2021 season. He was coach of the year finalist, and then right before he went to the Q, he won coach of the year, and then he brought the Swamp Rabbits to a South Division championship in 2023. So it's like this guy has always had a track record of winning, and I can't believe he wasn't on anyone's radar until like the last minute of this Reign coaching search. In his introductory press conference, this is what he said this quite a few times. I think I counted 4 times. Quote, develop a competitive nature. When he was asked a few times, how do you balance winning and developing players? He stressed this so much. You have to develop a competitive nature. Meaning that winning kind of goes hand in hand with development. It's not really mutually exclusive, which is why I put it in my article. And there is no coincidence that Andre Lee, career year. Artur Chromiak, career year. Frankie Pinelli, career year. Taylor Ward is with the Kings, but he was on track for a career year.
Jared Wright, career year.
Atu Yamson, career year. Jared Wright and Kenny Connors, both rookies, have come into the Reign, and they don't have any difficulty. Minimal difficulty adapting
Kirill
to pro hockey.
Kirsanov.
You want to know what that is? That's not Kirill. Yeah, exactly, right? So all these guys are having amazing years, like career years. And yes, give credit to the player. 100%. And give credit to the coaching staff. Chris Hyatt has done an amazing job as well as the associate coach, who, by the way, he does a lot with the back end. Like, he's like the head coach for the defense. So give credit to Hyatt, too. But, like, this is because of Lord's system. This is a Lord system thing. And it's no coincidence, dude. If teams were smart, he would get an NHL job next year. Like, he just would. This system works. And then you look at Marco Sturm, and he brings a Boston Bruins team who wasn't supposed to make the playoffs, or they weren't supposed to contend for the lottery this year, and he brings them to the playoffs. So all of a sudden, with the Kings having an open, vacant position at the head coach, you just let Marco Sturm walk, who ends up being a great head coach for Boston in a big market, by the way, as a first-time NHL head coach. Not easy to do at all. You look at Andrew Lord and you go, yo, I mean, come on.
Yeah.
I think it's too easy for the Kings. You cannot let a Marco Sturm situation happen again. They probably should have let Marco Sturm get a shot at head coach with the Kings. Now you have someone who's probably better.
Yep, you have Andrew Lord. And honestly, Kings fans, say all you want. Oh, we want Bruce Cassidy next year. Dog, the answer's right in front of you. You've got a coach that has been with the Kings organization now for half a decade, and like it's right in front of you. All that man needs is a promotion. Like, DJ Smith's done a pretty good job as the interim guy. Who do you have at 50%?
50%. I didn't even think about it because I thought you were gonna go. I didn't think you were gonna go Lordo. No, you know what? We talked about it earlier. I'm gonna go to Ken Novikov, bro. I genuinely. He looked great.
He did
this week. He looked great. If he plays like that, oh my gosh. I mean, he has been almost a weak link in this Reign squad as of late. And yes, he's a little slow. He's a little bit of a slug. But he's big, and he's got a long stick. And, dude, defensively, he looks remarkable. The back end looked great. I think the Reign generated probably, I'm not kidding, 15 plus offsides in these 3 games. And that's because they are gapping so well right now. And part of that is because of Novikov. A lot of those offsides have come when Novikov is on the ice. He's done a great job at that. Yeah, man. I mean, he looked great. I don't think he put up a point this week, but just defensively, he put up 1 point. Secondary assist. He looks great, man. And the entire D-Corp looks great right now, dude. This team is hot, dude. Talk about getting hot at the right time, right? It got a little bit hairy in March. But my goodness, 5 in a row. The defense looks great. The offense looks great. Our coach is going to win the Coach of the Year.
Maybe. He's definitely going to be a finalist.
There's no way he doesn't. First-year head coach with first and second-year pros.
I mean, but whoever's coaching the Providence Bruins or the Grand Rapids Griffins are going to get consideration as well.
Yeah, but they're AHL super teams.
Anyways, you know what we're at. I can't even really give a 0%. I'll give a 25% to the Hicketts-Brusevich pairing. Those two just need to figure it out at this rate. All right, cool. Thanks for listening. Moving into next week, Tuesday, April 14th, Bakersfield Condors at Henderson Silver Knights. That's got seeding implications written all over it. This game also has seeding implications written all over it. Coachella Valley at Texas Arena take on the San Jose Barracuda. I actually think they might have changed the name of that arena. I don't know exactly. Wednesday, April 15th, Tucson Roadrunners take on the San Diego Gulls. Tucson, thanks for playing. Start hopping on Trivago, folks. And Friday, April 17th, we got a full slate of hockey, folks. Yeah, I think we do. I hope we do. I'm definitely missing a game. San Jose is at Bakersfield, Calgary at Colorado, Henderson's at Tucson, and Rain Coach makes its way to Toyota Arena as they take on the San Diego Gulls in the 15 freeway rivalry. Saturday, April 18th, Abbotsford in Ontario at 6 p.m. for Fan Appreciation Night. It's the final game of the regular season for the Rain. Enjoy the final game because it's about to get stressful in the coming weeks. And then Sunday, April 19th, Abbotsford takes on Coachella Valley. And that wraps up the American Hockey League regular season. All 72 games will be completed.
Wow.
Mama, we made it. Only took 30 episodes.
You said there were 32. You said there were 32 episodes last year, which would add up because it would be 31. No, but
we did a preview in game 1, and
so
we also had one less episode in the preseason.
We did, yeah. Oh, that's true. And then, I mean, we technically shot 33. Dude, should we post the lost episode? Do you still have those files?
I still have my files.
Oh, dude, we did make a video when the Rain got eliminated, and then something happened. Was it Nicole?
We just did not bother to post it. Like,
yeah,
we all
sent
our stuff in, and it just did not get posted. Yeah, anyways. I don't need to go talking about that situation. It's fine.
Lost episode.
Yeah. Anyways. Breaking quickly into the standings. Thanks for sticking around with us for all 58 or 59 minutes of this. We're going to probably have an hour episode right at the marker. Rain, division title with that Y next to their name. 46-19-5, 97 points. There's a chance the Rain pick up 100 points this year. You did not think that was coming, did you? The Colorado Eagles have 41-18-11, 93 points in second. Henderson Silver Knights 38-20-11, 87 points. Pretty much have that third seed locked up. They need one more win and they'll have it. Coachella Valley Firebirds 39-24-6, 84 points. San Jose Barracuda 39-26-4, 82 points. Bakersfield Condors 36-23-10. They don't have the tiebreaker. 82 points. They are the 6th seed. They would have to get San Jose actually by a point to trump them. And then rounding out that playoff picture, the 7th seed is the San Diego Gulls at 33-24-12, 78 points. Strap in, folks. Welcome to the fun part of the season.
So that Firebirds Barracuda game is huge. And then Condors against Henderson. Dude, that 3-6, man. I mean, that's going to be really interesting to watch too, because all those teams have a chance of getting home ice. Yo, Henderson's gonna get home ice.
Unreal.
Dude. Nobody goes to those games, bro.
Yeah.
It kind of sucks. But at the same time, it's kind of cool. It's like, dude, wow, Henderson's gonna get home ice, dude. I thought they were gonna suck.
We all thought.
Hey, dude, we posted it, but dude, if you guys haven't checked out season 2, episode 3, when we're doing our like Pacific Division standings, check it out, man. It's an interesting episode to look back on, man.
It definitely is. We were right more than we were wrong. We'll tell you that much. It is now time for Anthony Collazo's State of the Union. Go ahead, sir.
I don't know, man. I mean, we're kind of deep into this episode, right? But I mean, Pacific Division champions, man. I mean, again, it doesn't come around often, so enjoy it. I feel like I've been saying that a lot recently. Just enjoy it. These last 2 games, stress-free. Sit back in your chairs at Toyota Arena. Kick your feet up. Enjoy Slukinski do his thing. Enjoy Fan Appreciation Night. These games mean nothing. And the Reign, at this point, have already made it farther than they have last year. We're going to get a 5-game series. We're going to get a guaranteed 2 games at Toyota Arena. We're going to get 2 games at Toyota Arena. It's not going to be crypto. There's no Disney on Ice. We're going to get 2 games guaranteed at Toyota Arena, which is super exciting. Yeah, I mean, I cannot wait for the real thing to start.
You can see.
Wait. Oh. And hopefully it's San Diego, man.
Yeah. You can see the excitement in Anthony Collazo's face. You can also see it in mine. All right. With that being said, thank you very much for watching Season 2, Episode 30. If you liked what you watched and the hour-long ramble sesh that we just had, subscribe down below. Turn that post notifications on as well. Follow us on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, or not Twitter, X, you know what I mean, at Make It Rain Pod. The Calder Cup playoffs are inbound as Collazo is pointing at. Go, Rain, go! And have a great week. We'll see you next Monday. Peace!